So at this last moment, there's this frenetic desire to have this case delayed. So why is Trump doing that, Stephanie?
So this case, many people have said is probably the least damning against him, and I don't disagree with that. However, this is very personal to him. This is an embarrassment to him with his family, and more importantly, with his wife Melania.
And you can sort of understand why that would be. Now, Donald Trump is not a guy who was just going through his life, totally upstanding guy, perfect husband until all of a sudden Stormy Daniels popped up. No, he has the history that he has, and you don't have to listen to me on that. He brags about it with people like Billy Bush. But that said, this was a very detailed, very widely reported case of infidelity. And in particular, the fact that it happened just a couple of months after Melania gave birth, you can all understand, I'm sure, how this would be a tense subject for the Trump family. So that said, they obviously care about the outcome of this. And Stephanie Grisham, who knew Melania, knew her at this time, gives more details.
I spent a ton of time with her when the news was breaking about Stormy Daniels when we were in the White House. And then of course with Karen McDougal, who's the former Playboy Playmate, when those came out that he allegedly had these affairs. And she didn't take it lightly at all. We went to the State of the Union separately. She refused to walk out to Marine One with him because she did not want to be like Hillary Clinton and standing by her man. She's a very independent and strong woman. And I might add, there have been articles just recently that she's his secret weapon for this upcoming campaign. And so I would imagine that she is pushing him to make this stop. I would imagine that she will push him to go on the stand and defend himself, because this is very, very embarrassing for her. It's humiliating for her. And I can guarantee you that she's not happy right now and that he's quite worried about that.
Yeah, I buy both of those. I think that she's not happy right now, but also probably in general. And I think that he's very worried right now, but also probably in general. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the damage report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. Look, like that's Stephanie Clifford. So she's Stephanie Grisham. Sorry, I apologize. Stephanie Grisham, I'm getting mixed up with Stormy Daniels in the case. Stephanie Grisham commenting on that right there. And I know many people might think that she's one of those people, like many, who left the Trump orbit or whatever and is now just like ceaselessly critical of them. But I don't think that in this case she really is being that. She's revealing some of the private stuff of how Melania reacted to it, and we can debate whether that's fair or not. I don't think anybody's surprised by what she revealed. And the way that she's trying to interpret what she thinks Melania is doing in terms of the case, I would say if she wanted to take cheap shots or go harder, she definitely could. Like, she's saying that Melania wants him to shut it down, to get on the stand and defend himself. Whether she's like maybe unfair sometimes to the Trump family, she's at least implying the possibility that Melania like thinks that he didn't actually do it and that there is a defense. I mean, that seems too generous. He did it. He definitely did it. He didn't just do this. He did many, many, many things. And again, I have empathy for Melania and having to go through this with how horrendous Donald Trump is in this area. But what is the testimony going to be? I mean, we know what the testimony is going to be. He's going to sit there and he's going to call Stephanie Clifford horseface. That's what he's going to do. He's going to attack her. It's going to be vicious, and it's not going to help him. And I'm not the only one saying that. Watch.
We've seen him operate kind of on the stand under pressure in a couple situations in which it just didn't go well for him. So the E. Jean Carroll deposition does not go well for him. He actually attacks the woman lawyer who's representing E. Jean Carroll. And he repeats the Hollywood Access tape in front of her in a way that's just very bad for him and very damaging for him. And then in the civil fraud case, the judge actually says that when Trump was on the stand, he ended up being non-credible. He hurt his case. So I think it'd be very bad for him for that reason, but for personal reasons having to do with his wife, try to win public attention or the public story or narrative, that's a different matter. But for a legal matter, he'd be in deep trouble.
In deep trouble.
And again, look, he is going to be more interested in, I guess, maybe trying to reassure Melania, but definitely trying to reassure his base if he testifies. And that might help him in the public eye, in the MAGA world, but it's not gonna help him legally. It never has when he testifies. My guess would be that he does not. Although I really, really hope that he does. And there's domestic concerns for him coming out of this, but I will remind you all, there are concerns far beyond that. this is not a thing where if it doesn't go his way, he owes Stormy Daniels $40 million or something. This is a criminal trial. He could, in theory, spend time in prison. Now, I don't know what the odds of that actually are. He has shown an incredible ability to wriggle his way out of legal consequences, but this is a serious matter. We will have to see if he takes it as seriously as he should. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.